In this session, we'll see a few more questions from the level 2, and then we will move on to the level 3 questions, and this will be the last session for the objective on body fluids and circulation. Right. So let's see the question. Rate of heartbeat is reduced by. So there is acetylcholine, then adrenaline, then calcitonin, and thyroxine. Okay. So this calcitonin is also called thyrocalcitonin, and it is produced from the thyroid gland. So secreted by thyroid gland, and this plays a very important role in regulating the levels of calcium and phosphate in the blood. So that's it. So calcitonin regulates calcium and phosphate levels in blood. The next one we'll say about thyroxine. So thyroxine is an enzyme that is again produced by thyroid gland. So it is also produced by thyroid gland, and this one plays an important role in BMR. So regulation of BMR, that stands for basal metabolic rate. Okay, and coming to this adrenaline is again a hormone produced from the adrenal gland, and this is one hormone among the emergency hormones. So this is a emergency hormone, also called as a fight or flight hormone. And coming to this, acetylcholine is a neurotransmitter, and we know that the heart is connected by parasympathetic nervous system. Okay, so that one, the stimulation of the parasympathetic nervous system, okay, releases this acetylcholine, and that reduces the heartbeat. So the answer, rate of heartbeat is reduced by acetylcholine. The next question, so blood group agglutinogen is, so agglutinogen is nothing but antigen. So this antigen is a glycoprotein. So it's not a phosphoprotein, combination of protein and the phosphates, and even the same the lipids and the phosphate groups. And in this case, the hemoprotein is a combination of heme and protein like hemoglobin. So agglutinogen is not a phosphoprotein nor a phospholipid or a hemoprotein. The agglutinogen is a glycoprotein, in the same way as antibody is also a glycoprotein. The next question, the cutaneous plexus and the papillary plexus consists of. So these two plexus, the plexus which means network. So this means network. So there is a cutaneous plexus which indicates the network of skin. So if you look at the skin, usually skin has a epidermis layer, and below that there is a dermis layer. So this epidermis, and below that dermis. So here in the dermis layer you will find the cutaneous plexus and papillary plexus. So you may find, okay, here the papillary plexus, and below that, okay, here you may find the cutaneous plexus, right? So a network of arterioles to provide blood supply to the, okay, dermis. So that is to provide dermal supply will be the right option. So a network of nerves to provide dermal sensation. Okay, so that is not a network. So these cutaneous and papillary plexus are not network of nerves, nor they are specialized cells for cutaneous sensations, or they are gland cells. So they are network of arterioles to provide dermal supply. So hence A option will be the right. Next question: the deposition of lipids on the wall of lining of lumen of large and medium sized arteries is referred as. Okay, so here the deep vein thrombosis, those thrombosis, which means the formation of clots in the blood vessels. So right, if the clots are formed in the blood vessels, so we call the condition the thrombosis. Sometimes the clots will be formed in the veins which are present deep in the body, so that's called deep vein thrombosis. Then atherosclerosis is the deposition of cholesterol and fat and other substances in the, okay, the wall of the arteries. Okay, so that is on the wall of lining of lumen of large and medium sized arteries. So for this the answer is atherosclerosis. We'll also see other options: osteoporosis, which means decrease in bone mass. Then osteoarthritis. Right, so osteoarthritis is a condition where there is a cartilage that will be seen, okay, on the ends of the bones. So if there is a, okay, damage to these cartilages, that results in the condition called osteoarthritis. So that is the protective cartilage that acts as cushion wears down, right? So finally we come to a conclusion that the deposition of lipids on the walls of a lining of lumen of large and medium sized arteries is referred as atherosclerosis. The next question: in a typical heart, if EDV is 120 ml of blood and ESV is 50 ml, okay, and the stroke volume will be. So here the EDV stands for end diastolic volume. Then ESV, this one stands for end systolic volume. And systolic volume. And we will calculate the stroke volume as EDV minus ESV. So stroke volume, you can take it as SV is equal to EDV minus ESV. So hence the EDV is, okay, 120 minus, and ESV is 50 ml. So you will have, okay, 70 ml. So this will be the right option. Okay, so here I'll take it also as a plus. So in the options there is wrong, I think there is no into printed. Okay, you can take down that. So 120 into 50, Okay, 6000 ml. Okay, no problem, you can take plus or division, whatever, that is not going to be the option. So hence, okay, option A is the right one. So as per this stroke volume. Question: according to the Best and Taylor theory, which of the following does not play a role in blood clotting? So we have seen that the clotting of blood, which was explained by Best and Taylor, used only 4 clotting factors. So those 4 clotting factors are the fibrinogen. This is the clotting factor 1, and the calcium ions, so these are clotting factor 4, and prothrombin is clotting factor, okay, 2. Okay, and of course the clotting factor 3 is thrombokinase, which was not mentioned here. And according to them, they did not use these platelets. So they did not tell the role of platelets in clotting of blood. So the answer is platelets. So that doesn't play any role in blood clotting. Let's see the next question. What would be the heart rate of a person in the cardiac output is 5 liter? Blood volume in the ventricles at the end of diastole is 100 ml, and at the end of ventricular systole is 50 ml. Okay, here in the material, the question number is given as 165 wrongly. So you change it. It is after 126th question, and this is 127th. It is not 165. There is a mistake. You correct it. Okay. Now here we need to find out the heart rate. Okay. So to find out the heart rate is, okay, we need to take the output cardiac output by stroke volume. So cardiac output by stroke volume. Right. We already know the cardiac output. So the cardiac output is 5 liter. So cardiac output is equal to, that is 5 liter or 5000 ml. Okay, right. So we'll take in ml. The next one, we need to find out the stroke volume. We already know to calculate the stroke volume. So stroke volume, that is SV, is equal to EDV minus ESV. So we already know it stands for end diastolic volume and end systolic volume. So here the end diastolic volume, it is 100 ml. So EDV is 100 ml minus the ESV. So that is, okay, the systole volume, that is 50 ml. So hence we have is 50 ml. Right. So now according to this, the heart rate, the cardiac output by stroke volume. So hence we need to take the heart rate is equal to 5000 ml by the stroke volume, that is 50 ml, that is 100. So the answer will be 100 beats per minute. So the option C. And in the key also they did not mention, okay, the answer. So hence you have to take the C as the right answer for this question number 127 in the level 2. So with this, okay, we will end the level 2 questions, and we will see some questions from the level 3. So the next question: faster distribution of some injectable material or medicine with no risk of any kind can be achieved by injecting it into. So usually these injections will be given directly to the muscles or to the veins. So the arteries and the lymph vessels are present deeply. So we don't give to the arteries and lymph vessels. So we will eliminate these options and come to these. Okay, so here the veins will take away the blood very quickly to the heart and from the heart to the circulation. So hence, giving those injections directly to the veins will distribute that medicine very quickly to all parts of the body. So hence the fastest distribution of some injectable material or medicine with no risk of any kind can be achieved by injecting that into directly in the veins, into the peripheral veins, which are very seen clearly. So option I'm sorry, so this is C option. So option C is the right answer for this question. So the next question, in normal healthy individuals, the percentage of adults and fetal hemoglobin, okay, so HbA, HbA2 and HbF is. So here this HbA and HbA2 are adult hemoglobin molecules. So adult hemoglobin is HbA and also HbA2, whereas the fetal hemoglobin is HbF. So we call fetal hemoglobin as HbF, whereas in the case of adults it will be HbA and also HbA2 will be present. So this HbA is, of course, almost all are made up of 4 polypeptide chains. So in this case HbA is composed of 2 alpha chains and 2 beta chains. So we represent as alpha 2 and beta 2, and whereas HbA2 is slightly different from the HbA1. This also consists of 2 alpha chains and 2 delta chains. So that is alpha 2 and delta 2, whereas the fetal hemoglobin is the one that consists of again same alpha 2 chains. Here we have is 2 gamma chains. So that's what the difference here. As the person becomes adult, so this fetal hemoglobin number decreases a very lot, and even this HbA2 number also decreases. So here the HbA1 is the dominant one, that will be around 96 to 97 percentage. Okay, so the remaining will be very less, right? So hence we need to take the first option, that is 96 percentage of HbA in the case of adults. Then HbA2, its number also is very less. So hence 2 will take it. So it is also around 1 or 2 percentage HbA2, and HbF also is around 1 or 2 percentage. So in other cases you have seen HbA2 is very high, so hence we will not consider the other options. And HbF, obviously it will be very less when compared with this HbA, so which will be the dominant hemoglobin in the adults. So hence the option A will be the right. 96:2:2 will be the percentage of whatever the hemoglobin in the adults and also in the fetal hemoglobin. So adults, they have two types, HbA and HbA2, and the fetal will have HbF. So this fetal hemoglobin has very high affinity to oxygen, even when compared with HbA or HbA2. Okay, so that's the option A is the right one. Next question. The blue baby syndrome results from. Okay, so here the blue baby syndrome is also called that methemoglobinemia is another name for this blue baby syndrome, and this is caused in the places, okay, where the drinking water has more nitrates. So drinking water has more, okay, I'll take nitrates, okay. So drinking water has more nitrates. So when the baby drinks this okay drinking water, so it results in the formation of nitrates in the body, and these nitrates will bind to, okay, hemoglobin, and that results in the formation of methemoglobin. So binding, the nitrates binding to the hemoglobin results in formation of methemoglobin, and right, this results in uh, less carrying capacity of oxygen by the hemoglobin molecule, and because of this the body of the baby turns into blue color, so that is cyanotic. Okay, so hence the blue baby syndrome results from this methemoglobin, not because of excess chlorides or excess dissolved oxygen or excess of total dissolved solids. It is because of methemoglobin. We know this methemoglobin is formed when the hemoglobin binds with the nitrates, and this nitrates enter into the body through this okay drinking water, right? So answer is methemoglobin. So fine. So with this, we will end the objective from body fluids and circulation. In the next session, I will start with a new chapter, that is excretory products and their elimination.